Hello everyone. This is a video showing you how to create a Pubble live Q&A app for your event. When you create an account initially, you'll get access to the dashboard and the admin center. The dashboard is the area where you answer questions, and the admin center is where you set up all your apps for your events. I just want to show you something here. Initially, when you set up your dashboard, you have this menu on the on the left-hand side. And let me show you another community that was set up, but has some more data in there. You'll notice on this community, there's some questions, but there's also this events section where you can see various events that were previously set up. So on the brand new community, you'll notice that we don't have this event section. So that's completely normal. That's the correct behavior first time out. So how do we make that available? Well, first you have to create an event app. So you do that from the admin center, and you go to your app section and click on Live QA. And here you can create a new app. So it's really, really simple to create an app. All I have to do is give it a name and click Add. So that's the app created, and you can then get into setting all your settings for that particular app. So you could create a number of apps. So if you have a number of events, you could create a number of apps. And then for the different events, you could add moderators to that particular event. And the moderators is really the person that answers the questions or controls assigning questions to other people. So I'm going to add myself as a moderator to this app here. Okay. And once I add myself to the moderator of the app, back in the dashboard, I can now see the events section. So that becomes available to me. And if I do a quick refresh here, you'll see that I can see that test app that I created now. So I can see the app, so I'm all set up to answer questions. Now, back in the admin center, you can apply certain settings. Most people ask about moderation. So they say, can we moderate the app so that if people ask a question, you know, we have to approve it for it to go live on a page and stuff like that. So you can set that here. This video isn't really going through all about the settings, but that's one that I just wanted to point out. So to test the app, you can do two things. You can either deploy the app to a page that you have set up. And to do that, you click on the deploy button on the right-hand side. And that gives you some JavaScript code that you add to the page where you want the questions and answers app to appear. Now, for a lot of people, it's not that easy just to create a test page because, you know, you might be in a university or something like that, and it has to go through an IT team to set up a page where you have to then deploy the app. And it just gets, you know, there's a little bit of work involved in that. So to that end, we have a preview section here where you can actually just preview the app without having to deploy to a page at all. So you can see that there's a URL created just for that particular app. And that page is on the Pubble server. So we're going to use that URL to ask a test question. Again, to note, because I'm an administrator of this particular account, and I'm also a moderator on the app, I have more privileges than a normal user would have. So if you're testing, it's always recommended to test in an incognito window. So I'm just going to copy that URL and then go to an incognito window and open that preview in an incognito window. So now it doesn't recognize me as a moderator. So this would be, this is what your app looks like. And obviously if it was on your page, it would be branded, you know, your own page would fit around this app, and you can brand it as you wish. So here I'm going to ask a test question. So I'm going to just say test question from preview app. And here, again, in the settings, you can choose whether you want to ask for email or phone number or name. Or you can set them to required as well. I'm just going to skip that here and not put in anything for now. So that question posts to the page. And if I go back to my dashboard now, you'll see that in the app, I have a new notification. So the questions then will move from new to in progress to closed. So this question is a new, which means that it hasn't been answered at all yet. And to answer it, I just simply click into the question and hit my reply, type my reply. Okay, and that reply then goes back into the page. You can see there's a little marker on it now to say that it's answered, and there's a notification bar along the top to say that there's new activity in that question. So I can click in here and the users can see the answer on the page. You'll notice as well back in the dashboard, if I just close out of this question here, the question moves from the new section to in progress because it's been answered. And ultimately, if it's resolved, it moves to closed. Now, moving it to closed here, it doesn't remove it from the page itself. This is just a workflow thing in the back end so that you know which questions have been fully dealt with. So it's very simple. You can see some information about the questioner here on the right hand side once you click into the question. But the main thing is just to answer the question here. You can attach things like files and stuff like that, or images if you wish to your answer as well. I'm not going to get into that right now because I just want to show you just some other functions around the app itself. Here there's a chat function, so you can chat with other people on the team about the event. So, this event is going really well. What more can we do to help engagement? And other people then could chat about that event internally and maybe give some ideas. If a question comes in and you're moderating it, you can also assign it to another person. Now, I don't have anyone else set up on this particular account, but if I did, I could just assign them here and they'll get notified of that question. And again, with Pubble, we encourage you to add as many people as you want to the back end. There's no charge for that. So you can just assign questions to the relevant people as you go. The other thing here that's really nice is that you can push stuff to the event page. So let's say you want to create a poll. So let's say we create a poll. And you can create your answers. And you can have as many answers as you want. Okay, and that will give the users the options then to click on that in the event. Now, by default, polls are unapproved because you might, during an event, you might want to have, 3 or 4 or 5 or however number of polls ready to go. So if I create that poll now, it's actually marked as unapproved. So it doesn't go to the page yet. So you can see it's not on the page. But during the event, when I'm ready to push that to the page, I can just approve it and it goes to the page. And then I can also pin it to the top because if your poll might be active for a couple of minutes or whatever, and if new questions are coming in, you don't want to push that poll down the page. So you can just pin it to the top. So if I go to the event page now, you can see that the poll is pinned to the top. And then as a user, I can answer that. And this is very interactive for the user as well, because once they're voting, they can see this bar moving up and down. So if there's a number of users on the page, you can see which answer is getting the most traction. So polls are really nice. Updates are nice as well. So you can push, an update to the page. So you could have, let's say, YouTube video or tweet. So, or just some text. So you could say 10 minutes left. And then you can, again, you can stack these so you could have them, just ready for you to push during the event, or I can just approve it just to go live as I push the update. You can upload files here as well, so you could upload an image and push that update. And then that update will go to the page again itself. So that will appear. Remember, it appears under the poll now because the poll is pinned. If your poll was finished, you could just finish that poll and then it would be unpinned, and then the update would go in on the top of the stream. You can post YouTube links as well. So that's nice in terms of, you might have, if you're a university or whatever, you might have some nice videos of the campus, or maybe some students talking about the particular university or whatever. And once you post a YouTube link, it will resolve in the page itself, and users can just click on it on the page and see the video. So that's the main functionality of the Pubble Live Q&A app, and shows you how to get started. If you do have any questions as you're going through, you can ask us from the help section. So here, you can ask a question here, and that will come straight through to the Pubble team in the back end, and we'll help you out with any questions you have. Okay, thank you for that, guys.